What's going on, everybody? This is DM Brad. Welcome back to TSAN After Dark. Now, this video isn't so much dark and disturbing as it is intriguing. The Mandela Effect, also referred to as collective false memory. This phenomenon got its name from the late Nelson Mandela, a South African politician who was famous for civil rights movements. He was arrested during these movements and put in prison. Many believe he died in prison. Many vividly remember seeing it covered on the news and hearing his eulogy, but he never actually died in prison. He was released and soon after became president of South Africa, and he actually passed away peacefully in his home in 2013. Now, why is it that thousands of people remember vividly that he died in prison? That's not the only example. Do any of you remember a movie about a genie starring Sinbad called Shazam? Well, you shouldn't, because actually it was a movie starring Shaquille O'Neal called Kazam. Did you notice that on a container of double stuffed Oreo cookies, that stuff is spelled with one F instead of two? Does Curious George have a tail? Well, actually he doesn't. And in the fateful twist moment in the Star Wars film The Empire Strikes Back, what does Darth Vader say to Luke Skywalker?
Luke, I am your father.
He doesn't say, Luke, I am your father. He actually says, no, I am your father.
No, I am your father.
And of course, the movie The Silence of the Lambs, Hannibal Lecter never says the exact words, hello, Clarice.
Good morning.
Now, these two can easily be mistaken, because it's easier to say hello, or there's more context if you say, Luke, I am your father. But what about C-3PO's leg? I vividly remember being a kid, C-3PO was completely gold, but that was never the case. He has one silver leg. And of course, the Berenstain Bears? No, they were actually called the Berenstain Bears. I can remember as a kid always calling them the Berenstain Bears. But they were never the Berenstain Bears. They've always been the Berenstain Bears. Again, what could be the reason behind so many people falsely remembering the same thing? Well, there's a couple theories out there. One of them being that somehow we slipped into an alternate reality, but still retain the knowledge and memories from the previous reality.
I am on the wrong Earth.
That is the most widely believed theory on the Mandela Effect. That somehow we are living in an alternate timeline, but remember things from our past timeline. Another intriguing theory is time travel.
Time travel! What?
Now, I know a lot of you are probably going to dismiss this idea, but hear me out. Maybe somebody in the future, or a group of people in the future, have been time traveling through history and ever so slightly influencing events or parts of history, and the after effects are minuscule changes in our reality, but through some paradox or anomaly, somehow we still retain the memories of that previous timeline. I don't know, it's up to you to decide. Another widespread belief theory, not even just about the Mandela Effect, is that we are living in a simulation. What we perceive as reality is actually a computer program, and these Mandela effects, these mass false memories, are just glitches in the system. Now, I'm not sure what to believe on this, but I clearly remember C-3PO being completely gold. I remember it was always the Berenstain Bears, and masses of people believe the same thing. Masses believe that Nelson Mandela died in prison. And maybe we can just chalk it up to our minds filling in blanks from things that we can't quite remember, because the human brain is known to be unreliable and memory can be inaccurate at times. But that still doesn't explain why a mass group of people believe the same thing. All these things we perceive as reality and that we remember so vividly turn out to be false? But why? Could it be alternate realities? Time travel? Are we living in a computer simulation? Or are our minds just not as reliable as we thought? Now, personally, I don't know the answer to any of those questions. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I know exactly how the world works or how the mind works. But it's intriguing. What if we are living in an alternate reality but still retain the memories from a previous? What if someone is traveling through time, making little adjustments and changes in the timeline? What if everything we perceive as reality is just a big computer program? It's up to you to decide. And while you ponder that, we'll continue to ponder the strange mysteries of life. So that's all I have for today. Until we see you next time, after dark.